What's good, folks? It's Nightmare Frame here with a new Warframe video, coming at you with the best stances for melee. Now, there's a reason to make this video. For one, well, people want to know what the best stance is for their melee. So yeah, this video will totally help them out. But then there are those people who are suddenly switching to melee because, well, they come in and complain, my Brahma's nerfed, I can't do this, I can't do that. Now they want to use melee. Well, this video is just for you. Other than melee builds, I'm just giving you good stances because melee modding is pretty sad and one-dimensional. It's like if you really want to do a lot of damage and you don't have these mods, well, your build is pretty meh. We're not talking about star chart here, we're talking about steel path and going, you know, extra. Anyway, let's get on with it. Now, I wonder, what melee should I start off with first? Well, I do have the sword on me. The Broken War. Everybody has the Broken War. If you don't have the Broken War, what are you doing with your life? Seriously. The Broken War, a very powerful sword. If you want one of the two best swords in the game, it's the Broken War and, of course, the Pangolin Prime. Those are the only two good swords in the game. At me all you want, because you're still wrong. By starting off in Warframe, this is going to be one of the first strong melee weapons that you're going to get just by doing the quests. There are a bunch of sword stances for some reason. Taking a look at every slash melee build, this is literally it. Every slash melee build. The only thing that you might be changing will be the attack speed mod or the last mod. It could go from spring-loaded blade, gladiator might, or even more attack speed. Up to you. But this is literally every melee build that is going to be slash-based. Taking a look at the stances, we have Crimson Dervish here. This is the highest scaling, the strongest stance for swords. But if you want to fool around and do some other interesting things, I do recommend two other ones. Iron Phoenix is pretty damn good, and of course Swooping Falcon. Vengeful Revenant is a big scam. Get this just to have it, but don't ever use this. It's just really bad and it sucks. Why? Just try it out for yourself. If you like it, well, you're just, I don't know what to say. If you want high scaling bleeds and multi-procs, Crimson Dervish is your thing. So, this is the Crimson Dervish. Will knock down enemies, bleed them down. It's very powerful. Couple of hits, they're dead. Well, because the weapon is, of course, is also very powerful. If we switch out something like the Swooping Falcon, well, a lot more wind up. And it also knocks down enemies. Knocking down enemies is actually really good, knocking up or knocking down, because it's very good for condition overload. But you do see a little bit more impact here and there. Once you get your attack speed going, you can see, boom, pretty damn good. And of course, finally, you have Iron Phoenix. Iron Phoenix has a lot of puncture procs, but it is quite good if you want to be, you know, mobile. With just the standstill combo, you're going to be moving forward by yourself. Sell those Smash E-Warriors, well, this is a decent stance for you. And now let's move on to dual swords. Dual Karis Prime was the recent addition to Prime dual swords. Pretty damn good over its regular counterpart. Let's take a look at the build. Oh wait, it's the same build. Oh. Don't mind that. Don't mind that. Yeah, that's where you put Prime Reach. Anyway, look at that. It's the same freaking build. Why? Because it is a slash-based weapon. Now, for dual swords, there's literally only two stances that you would ever use. If you were to ever use Carving Mantis, I will find you. I will destroy you slowly. So, what are the two stances that you will use? Since we moved Carving Mantis right there, where the Anaris main should be, like away from you, Swirling Tiger is the main stance for slash-base dual swords. This thing is deadly and it scales really damn well. Multi-procs, crazy bleeds. Now I'm really selling this fucking stance because it is that good. Even dual swords that barely had any slash, it will force all those bleeds onto them. Look at that. I'm barely at 12 times combo. And of course the weapon is pretty good. Yeah. So if you're running any DOT build, that is damage over time build, definitely use the Swirling Tiger. Meaning if you're going with a heat build, if you're going with a toxin build, a gas build, yes, Swirling Tiger is the way to go. However, if you're going for a raw damage build, let's say corrosive, right? You're gonna put in Prime Fever Strike and you're gonna put in the Shocking Touch. Crossing Snakes is the way to go because it is all about that burst DPS. All right, so here, let's put in the mods that we need. Boom, Blood Rush. What's next? Boom, Condition Overload. Oh, look, we're modding for a freaking elemental build. And if you're running corrosive, you do not need Weeping Wounds. You don't need Weeping Wounds if you're going with raw damage that is, you know, corrosive. And boom, Gladiator Might. However, if you want to add a faction mod, guess what you do? Drop Gladiator Might and put in a faction mod. Easy as that. But if your weapon has a lot of attack speed and you don't want to mod for attack speed, well, keep Gladiator Might and run Arcane Strike. And that is Crossing Snakes for raw burst corrosive damage. You see the difference? Those are the only two stances you should use for dual swords, period. All right, here we are with Polearms. Everybody likes their Polearms. Everybody can get their hands on the Orthos Prime. Very cheap, very easy to access early on. It is your low MR, deadly melee weapon as well. So that's why I decided to use it. And it's very powerful and has amazing balanced stats. Look at that. Oh my god, it's the same fucking build. Now, in terms of stances, Shimmering Blight. Yeah, just Shimmering Blight. The only time you would ever use Twirling Spire, right, is if you're using a Polearm with Exodia Hunt, because its forward and block combo is a slam attack, so it can proc Exodia Hunt. Bleeding Willow, very, very slow. Shimmering Blight, straightforward, to the point, hack and slash, literally Copium Devil May Cry in Warframe. There, you build up combo and you start bleeding up enemies. Its forward and block combo can headshot enemies. There you go. Bleed up your bleed stacks. Boom. You got it. All right, for the weebs in the comment section, here you go. Oh, look at that. It's the same build. Yes. And I still don't understand why people keep on asking, hey, how do you build for this one? If it has slash, it uses the same build. Look at that. I just changed the faction mod. Oh yeah, that's right. Blind Justice. That's all you need. Blind Justice. If you want heavier bleeds, then you can use Decisive Judgment with its block combo, but Blind Justice is just the best. Not the best, it is the best, right? It has that super weeb dash with its forward and block. I mean, come on. You're friggin' removing it out of your sheath and smacking everyone with that weave stick. And look at that, they all die. It's like you roll in, hey girl, what's up? Boom, dead. What's good? Boom, dead. Yes, Blind Justice. That's all you need. All right, here we are on the Coronan Prime. So this is the Corona Prime. It is slash base, 169 slash. Nice. And I wonder, if we open the build, what are you going to expect? Oh, look at that. It's the same build. Oh my goodness. Well, you just change the faction mod if you're fighting against Corpus. Boom. There you go. If you're fighting against Corpus, you replace Gladiator Might with, you know, Prime Fever Strike. It's pretty obvious. If you didn't get that, then I don't know. In terms of attack speed mod, you can use whatever. I was, you know, using this in Disruption, and Berserker's Fury sucks in Disruption, but very good in Survival. Now, the only stance you do is a Sovereign Outcast. If you use Gemini Cross, well, for one, you're using it as a stat stick and you don't really care about the stance. Then you need Jesus. You do need him. Yeah, this stance is absolute dookie doo-doo. Don't touch it, please. Keep it away from you. Sovereign Outcast. Only one you need. You slap this on the Oma. You slap this on the other Tonfas. It is a bussin'. Why? Well, for one, you have the great forward and block. You see that guy over there? Boom. I hit him. That forward and block is disgusting. And of course, the regular combo. We already built up 12 times because it has a multi-proc and amazing range. Look at that. Cronin Prime. All right, let's go over to the Scythes. It's a Scythe, right? Scythes, is that the plural? I don't know. It is what it is now. The Scythes. The Reaper Prime. Oh my god, look, it's the same build. The reason I'm using Reflex Coil here, well, is because I was also using it as a heavy attack. So build up combo and, you know, heavy attack. Reaping Spiral. This used to be a blue colored mod, but it's gold now. So yeah, Reaping Spiral. Don't use Stalking Fan. Really bad. Trash. Reaping Spiral. Why? Because for one, look at that, look at that. You're basically rolling into the club with that forward and block. Boom. And also its regular combo lifts up enemies. Condition overload, baby. That guy's dead already. That knockdown, those slashes. Deadly, deadly, deadly. So with the reflex coil, you can build up combo and then heavy attack, and you still can maintain some combo. All right, onto the sword and shield. Well, it's a Sylvan Aegis. You can use the Akbrunt or the Sigma Octantis, right? That's definitely how you pronounce it. Trust me. I know what I'm saying. See, we got Reflex Coil for the heavy attack. And here we have Prime Fever Strike because it is innate heat. If you want this weapon for heat inherit, it is disgusting for heat inherit. You can actually drop this and just run it for a pure heat build. As you can see, this weapon has no IPS. That's Impact Puncture Slash, your physical damage types. But Final Harbinger can force proc slash. Oh yeah, that good. And boom, Whipping Wounds. There you go. Build is very sorted. Now for 11th Storm, this is the other stance. Yeah, not that great. Done. The Claws, the Venko Prime. It's a slash melee. You already know how we do with slash melees, but we're looking at stances. Okay. Vermilion Storm, amazing. If you want to spin to win, definitely go for it. Amazing stance, but actually, I take it back. I think claws are the only weapons that have really good stances. All of them. They're all pretty damn good. Malicious Raptor, if you want to hone in on your enemy and kill him. Four Riders, just for crazy slashes. They're very, very good. Vermilion Storm is for that AoE, spin to win, damage, bleeding your enemies to death. I'm not even going to change the build. We're just going to go in right there because it doesn't really matter. We're looking at stances and how they perform. Why do I use Vermilion Storm? Well, I can just do this. Forward and block combo, and I'm just spinning. Alright, and you just build up crazy amounts of combo. Ready? Damn, he dead. See, with Reflex Coil, I still maintain some combo. And funny enough, we were just spinning like crazy, which is a great segue to Heavy Blades. Let's take a look at Heavy Blades. Y'all know where I'm going with this. For those who know, you know. Yes, do not ever use that stance on Heavy Blades. Very, very garbanzo stance. All right, what I'm trying to say is, for the love of God, don't ever use this trash stance. Cleaving Whirlwind is dookie doo-doo trash. Don't use it. Bad. Temporeal, a decent stance, but I have found and actually grown to love Rending Crane. Rending Crane is actually disgusting. I was looking at it, I'm like, it's weird. It's weird. Temporeal, right? Because you can use Exodia Hunt on your Dogcram, but then no. Rending Crane is disgusting. For reals. I'll show you why. For one, if you're using Exodia Hunt, it is actually way better and faster to do Exodia Hunt because all of this is a slam attack without having to do block combos. And this forward and block, that thing can headshot. Using this on Demolists, it's insane. And look at all these. This is the regular combo. If you were to use this again with a Exodia Hunt, it will just pull in enemies way faster. This works well on the Sindo, on the Gram. Of course, the Galatine, one of the best balanced heavy blade weapons out there. Gram is the better heavy blade. It just needs an attack speed riven or an attack speed buff along with your mods. Look at that. It's disgusting. Gunsen, well, it's a slash build. It's, you know, the usual. Votive Onslaught, the better stance. That's all. This other stance, the old one, Slicing Feathers. Old school. Votive Onslaught, go for it. Dual Daggers. Y'all love Dual Daggers. Neferi, the coolest looking Dual Daggers. Some God of War-esque things. If you haven't seen, I took a lot of these melees into level cap. You should totally check out this one. Heavy Attack Gas, Spinning Needle, best stance. Look at that. You just launch at enemies with that forward and block. And Neferi does have that fire breath thing. It's disgusting. Spinning Needle, best stance. Any other of the stances to use? No, please don't. Please, please, please. Do not use Sinking Talon. Don't. Gnashing Pariah. Don't. These are... No. Okay, there are some who would say Sinking Talon is pretty good, right? Because you get all those crazy things. It looks cool, but you would hit less enemies than you think. Trust me. What do I have to say about dual Nikanas, or sorry, two-handed Nikanas? What do I have to say about two-handed Nikanas? Give us a new stance, DE! What the fuck is Wise Razor? It's Dookie! Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Daggers. Daggers. Pointed wind. I just pointed wind. Pointed wind. That's the only stance you need. Pointed wind. Boom. See? Pointed wind. I didn't even have to look. Pointed wind. Use pointed wind. That's it. Pointed wind. You don't have pointed wind, get pointed wind. Yeah, we don't talk about whips. That's it. We move on. Now, of course, for Gunblades, if you're going to go with a combo-based build, then I suggest running High Noon if you want to do combo-based things. But if you're not going to use this for combo and you're just going to go heavy attack, well, the stance really doesn't matter. I don't even have mods on this, so don't even look at it. Now, the Techo. These are, what are these things again? Fists? These are fists.
As if that is not enough, he puts the hand deeper.
Those whose rectums have been ruptured.
Can we use more sober language? People are having breakfast
I'm
this
sorry,
morning.
those whose behinds has been ruptured.
Techo Prime, one of my favorite fisting weapons because, well, you can fist enemies and you can also bleed them. So basically, you're making their buttholes bleed. I'm so sorry for that. When you knock down enemies, you smack them several times over. Amazing stance. Seismic palm. That's the slam attack. Very good. Use seismic palm. It's a big palm. The other stances are very, very slow. They give you very slow animation, even if you have attack speed. Gaia's Tragedy, oh my god, please don't. Fracturing Wind, too much friggin' impact. It's annoying. Seismic palm, definitely use it. Hammers, basically hammers, right? Crushing Ruin. Just use Crushing Ruin. Crushing Ruin, that's it. Use Crushing Ruin. You're done. Spin to win, amazing. Crushing Ruin. Okay, for machetes, I don't like any other machetes, so I just made my own machete, which is a saw. If you want to see the parts, that's it. Machetes aren't really good for combos, so I would suggest just go with heavy attack builds. The combo builds are quite wonky because all the animation, it's pretty much like Wise Razor, very bad. Anyway, that's a heavy attack machete. I feel like they nerfed machete heavy attacks because it used to be very, very damn powerful. Because it used to put enemies in a dazed state, open them up for stealth multipliers, do a lot of damage, but, you know, machetes are just, yeah, not that great. So if you want to use a stance, the only one, Sundering Wave, that's about it. All right, boys and girls, I'm pretty sure some of you will be like, hey, what about this weapon? If I haven't covered it because they have one stance. Yes, or they're just melee weapons that you shouldn't even be using. But anyway, thank you so much for hanging out and watching this video where I just, you know, have fun with you guys. So if you'd enjoyed it, and you learned something, please feel free to leave a like, share, and subscribe for more Warframe content, streams, and so much more. Hey, refer to the description. Thanks for watching, and as always, a peace.